Welcome back to the AEC video series. In this video series, we're going to be covering the most commonly used micro integrations in AEC. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the back end, AEC Central, and we get there the usual way, components, account expiration control. It'll bring up AEC Central. And then we're going to click on micro integrators. And then we're going to hit new. Now, in the micro integrators themselves, there are many of them, and we covered in the first video how to basically pick which one you want and how to attach it to the plan so that AEC knows when to trigger the micro integrator. But the most commonly used one is the email micro integration. So we're going to hit apply here, email, and then we'll do this one. Give it a name, test MI, hit apply. You can usually leave these switches alone. Regular action, expiration action, user account action can all be set to yes. Only first payment and expire all instances set to no. Pre-expiration, we'll cover that in a second here. But for right now, we're going to put in 3. Then hit apply. And then we're going to go to the settings tab. In the settings tab itself, on different hosting providers, they have different rules. They want to see the email address end usually in the same as the domain. So the best thing to do here is to actually make sure that the sender email is like postmaster, yep, my domain. Obviously, you want to replace this with the actual domain name that you have and make sure it's a valid email account. If you put a different email in, they might think that you're spamming, or they might think that someone has gone in and actually hijacked some of your PHP mail. So it's a good idea to keep that domain name the same. Sender name. Put in your sender name. Now, as for recipients, the best thing to do here is to come down to user account related and click on it. It'll open up, and copy the variable in the double brackets, user email. And what this is this is a dynamic variable, so it'll actually go to the user themselves who signs up. You can put in carbon copy recipients or blind copy recipients, where you can actually put in your admin email if you want. You put multiple ones in as long as they're separated by a comma. Please do not put any spaces after the email addresses or the variables in this recipients field. And then we'll hit apply to make sure that our changes have taken. Come back to settings, so they're there. Now, there are actually 4 tabs on the email micro integration in AEC. One is regular email, first email, expiration email, and pre-expiration email. First email is the email that they get whenever they subscribe to this plan for the very first time. So this is first time email for this plan. And then we can actually put some text in here if you want to put some text in there. And you can say dear. And you come to user account related, and we can say name and put in that variable. Welcome to, and then we can come to the CMS related, and then we can put in the site URL. You can use any of the variables that are over here to the side, including the subscription related, the invoice related, the payment plan related. There's going to be an actual video on the rewrite engine itself. But this will give you a good idea of what you can actually set up. Now, the regular email is the email they will get the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th time they buy that plan. So this is email they receive after the first purchase on other purchases. This also includes the email they will receive if it's a recurring subscription. So basically, you want to be careful. If you want to remind them that their subscription just recurred, then you send them an email here. If you don't want to remind them, just leave these two, this field and this field blank, and everything will be okay. And then thanks for resubscribing. Put any text you want in there. We'll hit apply. We'll also come back here to show you that you can also go in and you can say HTML coding, yes. And then what will happen in this case is you'll get your text editor in there. So you can add images and anything else you want in there and format it accordingly. Expiration email is what they'll get when the plan expires. Only when the plan expires. If you have it set to fallback, remember the expiration actions aren't triggered on fallback. And then the pre-expiration email, since we actually set up in the settings for 3, whatever we put in here will be sent out 3 days prior to expiration. And then you can actually set that. Now remember, when you do this, if it is a recurring subscription, the pre-expiration email will go out 3 days prior to them being rebuilt. So they'll be reminded that they're going to be rebuilt. And also the same thing with the regular email. Remind them after they were rebuilt. So if you don't want to remind them every single time they're about to be rebuilt or have been rebuilt, just do the first email and the expiration email. You can still leave the switches the same here. As long as this area here is blank and so is the text, and the same with the pre-expiration, they will not go out. Remember, once you have actually saved your microintegrator, then you're going to want to go to payment plans, or groups and actually attach them to the plans that you want them to be on by going to the plan, the microintegrator tab, and then saying yes, and then apply. So now that microintegrator will be triggered on my PayPal copy plan. Thank you very much.